Question asking for your insight about why Dravidian political parties, anti-Hindu and missionary-friendly Dravidian political parties are the ones who've been ruling that state of Tamil Nadu, though Tamil culture has had a deep connection with Hindu Dharma.
Right. Well, Jayalalitha is now in, but what that means for Hinduism, don't count on me. I mean, it's a very opportunistic person. This person has a history of going this way, that way, back here and there. So don't assume that it's a particular outcome that we'll expect from this. I would say that one of the prominent areas of research in this book is precisely answering the whole history of how the Dravidian idea started as a linguistic idea, only a linguistic idea in the early 1800s. Before that, there was no such concept as a separate nation or race or ethnicity. And then from linguistic, it became literary, that these people have a separate aesthetics and a separate literary. And this is all done by European missionaries. Then it became that these people are a separate race. So there was this Dravidian race idea that was in the late 1800s. Then it was turned into that they have a separate spirituality, that any references to Hindu deities is a later pollutant caused by bad Aryan Brahmins who polluted them. But the original Tamil classics, the Tirukural and the Shaiva Siddhanta, were free from any Hindu ideas in them. So the idea of a separate Dravidian spirituality, a separate Dravidian religion came about. And now the latest thing is that this purified Dravidian religion is actually pseudo-Christianity. And St. Thomas had come and brought the Tamil classics, and now by converting, you're going back to your original pure Tamil classics. So this has gone through 4 or 5 stages which we mark, which we identify in the book. And every one of those stages is done by foreign intervention. So when people say, people like to say, why are you worrying if some academic guys are doing something, who cares, they're not so important. Academic people, what they do has a chance that after a few generations it becomes reality. The position is that there is an Aryan-Dravidian divide, and it's a racial divide. The Aryans came from somewhere else, the Dravidians lived there before. This is normal. You will find this in the Indian Embassy website. You will find this in the Indian government literature. This is what the IAS and IFS people, when they go for training in Missouri, this is what they're taught about the history of India. You will find this in the NCERT Indian textbooks. So this is real, it exists, it is false, we know it is false, but this is really what is being taught. A scathing review a few weeks ago by one Geeta Ramachandran, who runs one of these leftist NGOs in the rural areas, Maoist areas. So she's involved in doing exactly the kind of thing that we're criticizing. She hadn't even read the book because she's misquoted so many things. And she just has an opinion that anyone who's talking like this must be a bad person. So the title of her review is called Yankee Hindutva. And so she says all these NRIs are Yankee Hindutva's and they're like this and that and all that. So I have a e-group which has over 1,000 members discussing Breaking India. And you guys should join. Give me your email address and I'll invite you. So I posted the review and said this is unfair, we should write letters. So 125 letters were posted criticizing that review at the Outlook website, right under the review, 125 attacks. So the following issue, which just came out last Monday, they have given twice as much space writing our letters. 20 letters they printed. 20 people's letters criticizing the Outlook review have been printed representing our side of it. So in the end, we got good publicity from this. So the attack can also be turned around, provided you have people who will help you, support you. Now it could also have been that everybody could have just said, oh, we're too scared, we'll just leave Rajiv, he's a tough guy, he'll fight. People sometimes do that, You ask for help and they either give you, some people now also give me either a very lofty reason saying, it's all mithya, so why are we fighting? That kind of thing. Or they'll say that, truth is in my heart, so why are you worrying about all this? They'll say like that, and I'm here looking for help, Or there'll be people saying, oh Rajiv, but no one can touch you, you will be fine, you will win. There's people who wrote me like that. But I'm glad that enough people decided to take the time and do something about it. So now outlook will certainly not bother us. So this will happen a few times and then people will be quiet.
It's a similar theme. It is said that the common Indian is increasingly disconcerted about all the issues, and the issues that were raised today and many other issues. What was your observation as part of your 5-year-long research and travel?
Yeah, I think the biggest threat is the complacency and the apathy of Indians. Indians will tell me that, look, we are doing well, so why are you bothered? We are having 9% growth rate, we won the cricket match. There is this great movie by Shah Rukh Khan and all this kind of stuff, you know. So they are not able to think beyond this narrow context of selfish, how well one is doing. And they want to believe that beyond this selfish needs, everything must be fine because they're lazy, they don't want to get involved, they don't want to make the sacrifice. So they like to believe the story that we are not needed, everything must be fine, and this guy is just sensationalizing and he's just a conspiracy theorist and things of that sort. This is a very, very dangerous thing. In fact, the people who are concerned in the defense areas and in national security areas tell me the same thing. They're saying that they're constantly being told that they are crying wolf for no reason, that they're shouting that the nation has got all these threats for no reason, and they are having a hard time making the case that these threats are in fact getting worse. So this kind of a very complacent, we are okay for 5,000 years, we'll be okay now forever, this sort of thing, is very irrational. It is not what the data is pointing to. But you know, that is convenient. I think it's a convenience cop-out kind of excuse.
Did you run into any opposition when researching, particularly from India? And what kind of support did you get from India after these revelations?
Good question. I have a co-author. He's in Tamil Nadu. We kept it secret for the duration of this project. Some of you already know this gentleman. He lives in Kanyakumari. Kanyakumari, which is a very sort of sacred place, is now more than 50% Christian. I don't know if you guys know this. It's just happened in the last 10 years. So his community has been very devastated, very affected by it. And so it's a solid testimony. So I have a few people like that that have helped me. And so I've basically guided them how to get into various organizations, because if I know from the US where Gospel for Asia is sending their money, or whoever we're tracking, then I can have somebody in India go check it out and get inside and see what they're doing and how they're operating, and get their leaflets and their flyers and follow their van when they go to a village with a big loudspeaker and make speeches, you know, and give out leaflets, follow them around, see what they're doing, recording. So this is a very painstaking job, also a bit of a risky job. We got no support from any authorities. Partly, you know, we felt very nervous that asking too much, you know, because they could even not like it or something, you know. So we just decided that we'd just go and do our research and just continue there.
Can do, but this one particularly about what the Indian diaspora, particularly people living in the US, can do in terms of organizing themselves, and also whether the intellectuals here are receptive to the idea of offense is the best defense.
Well, I think whether Indian intellectuals are acceptable or not, you find both kinds, like in anything. So you ignore the ones who are not interested. Why do you want to worry about it? Plenty of intellectuals are interested. We should spend our time organizing them, training them, converting them, making them into a home team. And those who are not interested, we don't need. Maybe they'll join later, but why do we want to do the uphill battle first, you know? So first we need to organize those who are interested and get them on board. I would say what we first have to do is replicate me into multiple speakers, so that a lot more of such thing can be going on and we can generate a larger voice. Second, we need to have some power people. We need to have briefings with people in Washington. The senators and congressmen in the beginning will not have time to come, but they have staffers who go and attend such meetings. Staffers will come more easily. Academic, I would love to have an academic. We had a debate in Princeton University, which is on the website. If you go to www.breakingindia.com, you click videos and you will see a bunch of videos. One of them is called Princeton University, and you will see my debate with Reverend Thompson. He's an Indian Christian from Tamil Nadu. So they picked just the right opponent for me, and it's a very interesting debate. So we want to have more of these things because it builds awareness. What we are providing is very solid content, very solid issue, with a lot of data, and so it can become an organizing principle to organize people around something. You need something solid and tangible. So these are things that we can do if there is enough help. I'm a writer, and I'm writing another book coming out in September-October time frame, which is also 500 pages. And then next year I have 2 more books coming out. So I've been doing this research for 15 years, and now I'm over 60, and I realize that I better get these books out, or else it'll all be wasted. So I have decided that instead of spreading myself too thin and being too ambitious, I got to sit down and get my books out. And that's my part of the job. Now you guys have to take it from there.
So there are a couple of questions about what we can do. So I'll just basically summarize the gist of it. This is a scary list of problems, but what are some of the approaches that we can take to tackle this?
Yeah, I have those who are interested in more than just sort of a curiosity question, but really want to have the time, wherewithal. Could be funding, could be they're good speakers, they'd like to learn how to give talks. I want to do seminars on the whole book. I have made slides, and I want to teach people who want to go around talking about this book, because I cannot go enough and do that. I'd like those volunteers, those who want to organize talks like this, those who want to organize, giving these books to targeted readers, like maybe somebody could sponsor giving the book to people in the US Congress. There's an India caucus in the US Congress, and they should be given this book and asked to read it and have a discussion with us. So there are targeted influence areas that we want to penetrate, and we need a lot of help. So if a person is interested, and I know already that some of them are, they can email me directly or contact me somehow. My email address is Rajiv Malhotra 2007@gmail.com. That's RAJIV MALHOTRA 2007@gmail.com. And anyone can just interact with me directly if they have a concrete way of helping. So what I'm able to do right now is bring this book to wider attention and get more and more people concerned and asking the question, what can we do? And then organizing these concerned, active people who want to do something into teams. So there are many projects that different teams have to do. We need a 50-page summary, somebody should write. We need it translated into 10 languages. We need an expert for that. We need a PowerPoint developed, which is very simple, so that a lot of people can go giving these talks. We need outreach into some media. We need outreach into colleges. We need lobbying with the government. So different kind of work plans can be created once we have actual resources in human form.
Is being translated into Indian languages to increase penetration.
Yeah, there's a Tamil edition coming, but it takes a long effort. A lot of people send requests. People, by the way, send requests on what I should do, like as if it's like Google, I can immediately give the whole answer. Yeah, quickly. Oh, Rajiv, will you please send me? I need this version of it. Like I can quickly send it back. But I'm sitting there by myself, and not a big, So the Tamil version has taken a very long time. It's taken a huge amount of time. It's still not ready because the publisher had to fix the endnotes. The endnotes weren't right, then the diagrams in Tamil or not. It'll come out very soon now. But what we decided is that, Tamil, the demand will be high because the story we are covering is based there in Tamil Nadu, and there's a very hot issue for the reasons that the gentleman just mentioned. So it'll be doing well. In other regions, we don't want to go through this huge project of 600 pages of translation. We would rather do a 50-page, 100-page summary version first in English and then get that translated.